Hello, this is the Timeless Tarot, and today's reading is going to be for Aries. It will last for the next 4 to 6 weeks. I have laid out a spread, so let's go straight to the bottom of the deck and see what we have. Page of Swords, electronic communication. So it could be that you're waiting for some communication. Top card wants to come as well, so let's take that, and we have Justice. So Justice is the Libra card, talks of fairness, can talk of legal situations. It feels like you've been waiting for things to become fairer, but in some area of your life there's a definite feeling that something is not fair, or you're waiting to hear about a situation improving, I think, but in particular a situation becoming fairer for you. That's very specific, I would say. So the Page of Swords is electronic communication. It could be things like dating sites, emails, could be texts, things like that. What it really feels like is that you have been waiting for somebody to deal with a situation that it has not been fair for you, is what it feels like. But it also feels like that there is nothing more that you can do. You're waiting for somebody else to do something about it, is what it feels like. Right, I think we're going to have to leave those there because I can't quite grasp exactly what that is just yet. Let's take another one and see. It's a situation that you've had enough of. You've reached the end with something. You're absolutely ground down and exhausted with a situation that you have been dealing with and you can do no more. And you are waiting to hear from somebody else who is going to be able to really, it feels like, improve things, make things fairer for you. Yeah, I'm still not that sure what we're talking about here, but the Wounded Warrior, it could be that you've been ill or exhausted. Yeah, you really do feel exhausted here. There's been an exhausting situation going on that you're waiting for somebody else to fix, is what it sort of feels like. So at the centre of the reading we have got the Knight of Swords. This is fast moving energy, and if what I was just saying is correct for you, then the change is going to be coming in quite quickly. The Knight of Swords can be looking for a fight. I suspect this is more to do with the energy flow, and this is fast moving energy. So this is welcome here. If you're waiting for somebody to fix an unfair situation for you, this fast moving energy from the Knight of Swords is very welcome. The problem is what is crossing it or preventing that from coming about is the Three of Pentacles. Now this can be the 3-year card, and it can be the card of planning, and it was sort of saying what I said a minute ago. There is nothing else you can do. It feels like your hands are tied here. You've done what you can do. You've reached the end of the line with something, but you are still waiting for somebody to come up with a fairer solution, is really the best way of putting it. So potentially you could have been waiting for this for quite a long time, or you could be ground down and exhausted by a situation that is coming into its 3rd year, possibly. And you're not seeing the end yet. And possibly because it's going to take 3 years. Maybe you're in a 2-year cycle at the moment. It could be that there's another bit to come, is what it feels like. That you want to hurry things along, but you're not quite there yet. I think there is a bit more to play out, is what it feels like. The Three of Pentacles can also be the card of planning, careful planning, strategizing, and planning and building, but it's carefully thought out. So what you want is to hurry the energy along. You're in the state of feeling like you've had enough, and you're waiting for things to become fairer, and you want that in a hurry. The reason it's not happening in a hurry is because there is a bit more yet to come. Whomever it is you're waiting for is not quite ready yet. Yeah, that does really feel like a thing. They're not quite ready yet. But don't forget, the overall theme, our first card was the Page of Swords, which is communication. So whether they're quite ready or not, it feels to me like there could be some communication coming in, or you've reached the end of waiting for some communication, because maybe the waiting is not fair. That's another way of looking at it. On the face of things, what's obvious to everybody is, well, the Five of Swords is a battle. And the Wounded Warrior would link in well with this battle that's going on. You're battle weary, you've had enough. Everything feels very difficult. Other people can see that things are difficult. Let's get a clarifier for the Five of Swords. We've got quite a lot here. Oh, we've got 3 cards came at once. Right, so we've got to clarify the Five of Swords, we have got the Empress, which is the best feminine energy around. We have the Fire Sign Queen, and we have the Hanged Man. So if we read these 3 together. Well, the Hanged Man is waiting for enlightenment. And I think that's really where we started at. You're waiting for something fairer to come in, and it hasn't come in yet. So everything's feeling difficult, and you're trying to work out how is the best way to improve things. Yeah. The Hanged Man is upside down for a change of perspective, okay? And he is gaining enlightenment in his newfound way of looking at things. Can be a sort of spiritual evolution as well, evolving in a sort of spiritual way sometimes. And the other 2 cards we've got here are the Queen of Wands and the Empress. These are powerful feminine cards. The Empress is the most feminine card in the deck, the epitome of femininity and the feminine energy. And the Queen of Wands is the intuitive, creative, dynamic queen. She is the Aries queen. So if you're a female Aries watching, then this would indicate to me that you've done everything you can do. You've had your best intentions, I think, for yourself. You've worked out what you need to do. You're gaining enlightenment for yourself, and yet everything is still a bit of a battle. Now, if you're a masculine watching this, it could be that you're dealing with an extraordinarily powerful feminine. She could be a Taurus, or she could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, possibly even a Libra. If that's the case, if you are a masculine watching and there is this sort of feminine energy around you, she is very definitely waiting for you to make a move towards her. If you're a feminine watching, I believe you've done everything you can do the best way you can do it. And it's like I said at the start, you're waiting for somebody else to come in and solve the problem and make things fairer, to make things fairer for you. What's in the underneath position, what's hidden or not clear, is that you're recovering. Yeah, so it feels to me like your energy has it's either your energy that has really dipped and you've been struggling to gain that sort of balanced energy back, or you're actually recovering from some sort of illness or heartbreak. It could actually be a mental fatigue actually as well, I want to say. So I think what's obvious is that you're struggling and life is a bit of a battle. What's not clear to everybody is that you're still in a period of healing from something, which is a little bit strange really, because we've gone backwards here. We have the 5 on the top and the 4 underneath. And progression forward is always very good in the tarot, and this is progression backwards. So it's like the people who know you're struggling can't recognise that you're still healing, is what it feels like. It could be that you're healing your heart. And the 2 cards that came with that, we have the 4 of Wands. It could be, in fact, that you are healing from a heartbreak to do with a twin flame connection, potentially. That's the 4 of Wands. Or it's the card of a celebration. So it could be that you're healing from, like I say, either a twin flame connection or from some sort of long-term relationship, marriage or something like that. We also have the High Priestess card here. This is the very intuitive feminine card. I think in a way it sort of feels to me like even you yourself are a little bit surprised by the fact that you're still not over whatever it is you're trying to recover from. In a way, it's hidden from you. You don't even, it's almost like you don't know it yourself. I think it's like you've put something to the background because you're exhausted and you've just thought, I just got to get on with life. And it's a little bit of a surprise perhaps to work out that, or to recognise that you are actually still recovering from an upsetting situation. I think it's an upsetting love situation from the past. Well, that's a shame, isn't it? When I say you might not recognise it, you do know it. You do know you're still recovering. It just feels like you haven't been able to focus on it. Like the rest of your life has just become so difficult that this element has just been kept very quiet. So there's multiple things going on in this reading. Some of you could be suffering still from a broken heart. It could be to do with a broken relationship or a twin flame connection. Some of you are suffering from exhaustion, mental fatigue, and possibly illness, and you're still trying to recover from that as well. There's a situation going on here which doesn't seem very fair, and that the whole thing needs some fast, new, moving energy to come in and deal with it. And it's like you can't do it anymore. It's like, well, you can do it because we've got these very strong feminine cards. You can do it. It's not that you can't do it. It's just that it feels like you're waiting for somebody else to do it. You're waiting for somebody else to either recognise that you're still in recovery and be a bit nicer to you probably, and take away some of your burdens, take away some of the struggles that you've been dealing with. Or you're waiting to hear from somebody in connection with either a twin flame situation or a relationship that has broken down, and you're waiting to hear from them. Yeah. Well, in the past we have the Chariot. This is the card of guided movement forward, but it isn't really moving. So in the past you've been ready to get going, but you haven't been going. This is what I was saying. It feels like you could be in some sort of 3-year cycle. Maybe you're part of the way through that. The Chariot, it's ready to go, but it's not going. And that is why we've got this very fast energy at the centre. You're really getting impatient now to get things moving along in a more positive way, I think. And I think you've been ready to do that for quite a long time. I would say about a year, actually, because this is a Cancer card. The Chariot is the card of Cancer, and we're coming towards the summer. So I think possibly, 10 months to a year, I think you could have been waiting to move things forward, and it hasn't happened. Well, good news. We have got in the future position the Knight of Wands. This is also fast moving energy. So we've got 2 knights. We've got the Knight of Swords in the present and the Knight of Wands in the future. So it looks like the energy is going to get going and it is going to move forward. The Knight of Wands, if you're a masculine watching, this could be you, because this could be an Aries, Leo or a Sagittarius, youngish masculine appearing in the future. So if you are a masculine, this is good. You'll be getting into your best energy to move things forward. If you're a feminine watching, then this masculine could very well be coming in for you. Let's get a clarifier. The Knight of Wands, I often describe him as around for a good time, not a long time. That's the card of resistance. Oops. And the Ten of Wands. Ooh, Queen of Cups. Right, okay, so we've got... Right, so we've got the Knight of Wands, the masculine who's around for a good time, not a long time, or moving a situation forward in a positive, dynamic way. We've got clarifying that we have the Seven of Wands, which is the card of resistance. So in a way, it feels like things are going to move forward regardless, and you really don't want to resist them. But then you're waiting for things to move forward, so why would you resist? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. We also have the Ten of Wands, which is reaching the end with something. So this is good news because we had the 9 of Wands earlier on, feeling absolutely exhausted and ground down by things, reaching the end. So there really isn't any resistance to reaching the end. The end is where you want to get to. The only thing I can think about regarding resistance is that you might resist this particular masculine if you're a feminine. It could be that he does not seem enough for you, and so you might resist it. Because here you're being portrayed as the Queen of Cups, and it might not seem like he's here for the right reasons perhaps, and yet it is going to bring the change that you want, the ending that you want, the ending to a situation. So really you don't want to resist. If you are a masculine Aries watching this, then it looks to me like you could be finding your other half in the future. It sort of feels a little bit like resistance is futile. This pairing actually, whether you're masculine or feminine, feels really quite fated to me. It feels fated. It feels like there is no resisting. Something's ending in the future. Something that you've wanted to end in the past, that you've been waiting to end, is ending, definitely. And there is a reconnection. Oh, why did I say reconnection? Why did I say that? I didn't think I was going to say reconnection. I thought I was going to say new connection, but I said reconnection. So either there is a reconnection with somebody from your past, which is possibly why we have the card of resistance here, that it might not feel like you should be going that way with somebody from your past, or there is going to be a new connection in the future. Either way, this connection feels fated. Whether you're masculine or feminine, whether it's new or whether it's somebody from your past, this is a fated connection. Yeah. And in fact, probably then it is somebody from your past. For some of you, it could very well be a twin flame reconnection coming about. And you've been waiting to hear from that individual for quite some time, I think, possibly. In the personal position, well, we have an offer of love coming in. So this is beginning to feel more and more like a love reading the longer it goes on. We now have 3 knights on the table. They all have something to offer. So, interesting. So, if this masculine appears in the future and you're not sure he's going to be good enough, well, he's going to be offering you everything you want, because in a personal way, this is the Knight of Cups. This is the Knight of Love. This is the knight who has love to offer you in a personal way, which is brilliant, especially if you are still recovering from some sort of broken-hearted situation. There's very definitely going to be some sort of conclusion there involving a younger masculine, I think. Or if you're a masculine watching, possibly a slightly more mature feminine. Do I want to clarify for that? No, that's pretty clear to me. In the home position, we have another page. The pages are always messages. This is a message of good news for you in a home position. Let's get a clarifier. Ooh, right, okay. So this card fell out. We have the Queen of Swords, and this card flipped over, the Ace of Wands. So good news is going to be coming in. So if you are going through something legal, it could be coming through the form of a lawyer, because the Swords is sort of air energy. In terms of good news, it could be good news to do with somebody that you need to cut yourself off from, or somebody who has been cut off from you is going to be coming forward, I think, with some good news. Feels like you're going to be hearing good news about somebody who you've been disconnected from. Particularly if you're a masculine here and you've become disconnected from a feminine. I think good news is coming. Somebody's going to take a creative leap forward, I think, a dynamic leap forward. It does really feel to me like there's going to be a reconnection here. The Wands energy is dynamic force. This feels like, I mean, right from the start, actually, that the energy is very, very strongly wand related. So this is good Aries energy. And that energy is getting the job done. you know, it's moving things forward. But whereas at the start, it didn't feel like you could move things forward, like you were waiting for somebody to do something, to get in touch or to make a change. In the home position, changes are coming. You're going to be able to make the changes yourself. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, that could be to do with your home, your living situation, actually. If you need to change that, it could be that you're going to be able to find a way of making that improvement in the next 4 to 6 weeks, or the start of it, actually. You'll start to make an improvement in the next 4 to 6 weeks, to be more specific. In the hopes and fears position, we have the Four of Cups. This is, yeah, well, this is where we started at, not being happy with what you've got, because what you've got currently is a lot of hard work. And not being happy with the love that's on offer. Well, don't forget, we have a better offer coming in. So if you're fearing you're never going to find the right person, hold that thought, because I believe you are. Let's get a clarifier for the Four of Cups. Oh, here we are. Six of Pentacles, Six of Cups. This is a shared energy with somebody from your past. It is exactly what I was just saying. Fearing that you can't get the same sort of shared energy with somebody from your past. That is a real fear, I think. I think you had something really great with somebody in your past, and it doesn't feel like you can get that with anybody else. Nobody else is matching up to provide you with that feeling. But in the hopes and fears position, we now have a reciprocal shared energy. Well, so this could be a soulmate. This is the soulmate card. It's also the card of nostalgia. It could talk about somebody you know from your past. We've already got the Twinflame card here. And so that is a shared energy that is going to come back, possibly either from a soulmate or a Twinflame. So that's great news. Particularly great to have the Six of Pentacles, which is the sharing of energy, because that's what you want, a two-way street. In the outcome, amazing, we have the Ten of Cups. This is getting all of your wishes to come true. This is the happy ever after. So we've got a lot of love cards here. We have love on offer, and we have the idealistic love at the outcome. And I took another card to go with that, which was the Queen of Pentacles. This is the Queen of knowing your own worth. And so what this really says is that actually, if you've been through a difficult period of time where things have felt difficult, you felt exhausted and or ill, you've had to step back and focus on yourself, and that has been a good thing, and that is going to bring you in a relationship that you want, I believe. That is the outcome. What came with that, we had two extra cards, and that is Temperance and the World. Temperance is an angel, and so this is something that you've been guided to do. I believe you've been guided to put your focus onto yourself, and that has been really important. That has been going on for a while. I believe that that phase is now ending. I believe that the focus has had to be on you, most definitely, because at the start we had both these very strong feminine cards and Aries cards. The focus had to be on you, particularly if you were a feminine here. We've got all of the queens out now, plus the Empress and the High Priestess. So the focus has had to be on you, and that has brought in a new phase for you. So it's the tying up of loose ends. It's the ending of a situation that was not good for you. That's ending. And we know that for sure because we have the World here. The World is a very neat and tidy ending. It's the tying up of loose ends. It's the completion of a phase. Okay, so you've completed a very difficult cycle, it feels like to me. Or you will be completing a difficult cycle in the next 4 to 6 weeks. You've had to focus on yourself to get through this difficult period of time, and you've been guided to stick at it. Temperance is the card of balance, and this is right where we started with the other card of balance, which is Justice. Actually, as well, we also have the Six of Pentacles. So these are the three cards of balance. We've got all three of them now. You've been guided to maintain your balance. You've had to put yourself first, I believe. I'm not sure that a lot of you have found that very easy to do, the business of putting yourself first. It's opened your eyes to other ways of living and possibilities for you, I believe. And where we started at the business of trying to get what is fair for you, the guidance you've received was to stick at it and focus on you. And that guidance has been correct. The focus has been on you, and you are coming to the end of a difficult phase. You've completed a difficult cycle. Really, really well, actually. Better probably than you realise. I think because it's been hard, I don't think you've been able to focus on the fact that what is going to come in after is everything that you've wanted, particularly if you are looking for love, because you've got it's a new shiny outcome. I was just thinking then, if you're not looking for love, this could be talking about a brand new career, actually, that is going to kick in suddenly. Well, when I say kick in, what I mean is kick off, maybe. No, take off. Take off is the word. So if you've been in a situation where you're exhausted by doing something, maybe the job you've been doing has exhausted you and you haven't really been making progress. And so the outcome is great progress. Sometimes this card, for me, can talk of sort of even fame, really. It's seeing your name in lights. So whatever it is that you've been wanting to achieve, whatever has felt very, very difficult, whether that's a job, whether it's a creative endeavour, whether it's a relationship, whether it's getting the home you want, the way you want. Whatever it is, whatever sphere of your life has been difficult that you have had to put the focus onto yourself, this sort of dream, if you like, has not been able to come to reality. It is going to be coming to reality soon, because this is for the next 4 to 6 weeks, and that is the outcome. Oh, wow. I'm not going to take any other cards. Bottom of the deck, the Sun. This is the best card in the deck. So the outcome is the 10 of Cups. This is getting what you want. This is getting what you've dreamed of. This is getting what you've worked hard for. Actually, it feels like attaining something that feels like it's been out of reach. It feels a little bit like what you really wanted didn't feel at all achievable, or it should have been achievable, but then it wasn't happening. Or, you know, you've been working on yourself and you know what is and isn't good for you, but you still can't find the right partner. Whatever it is that you have been dreaming of, feel as unattainable, something that you don't feel like you can achieve, because don't forget here, it just felt like it wasn't on offer. It is on offer, it is a possibility, and it is coming for you in the next 4 to 6 weeks. And the Sun here is just to confirm that you are reaching the end of what has been a really difficult, hard slog, I think. And well done. You are still in some sort of period of recovery, so carry on keeping your focus on you and being gentle with yourself, because I believe that is key. It could be that a twin flame or soulmate connection is coming back. It could be that there is somebody new coming in to offer you love, but it very definitely is going to be a brilliant outcome for you very, very soon. Well, I could not be happier for you, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like and subscribe so that I can read your energy more easily, which will help me to do more accurate readings for you and your situation in the future. And if you would like a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. But until the next time, this has been the Timeless Tarot. Goodbye.